Where are we? You're in your room. You said we were behind the curtain. You okay? You are behind the curtain.
Yeah, well, it's just terrible terminology on our part, isn't it?
No, well, so I think it works perfectly well. We can't carry on that racist conversation we were having now, can we? Carly.
No spoilers. It doesn't work like this though. You know when I said we're about to go live?
Right.
It's already queuing video. Anyway, we're on now.
Oh yeah, no, it did because I did it. I made the screw up the other day, didn't I? The other week and said something awful. But we're now behind the curtain. Yes.
Correct. We're just Richard Jack says there's voices.
There's voices.
Not an English teacher, is he?
I don't know. No, primary school.
John Malcolm's in, our resident spanner.
Paul Iverson. It's just perfect. He should make his own beer. Iverson IPA.
I know.
Iverson IPA.
That's actually a boss name for a beer.
Yeah, he's got the face for it as well.
Yes.
Definitely.
He looks like he's in music. Does Paul? I always think.
Well, he is.
Yeah,
I know that, so it goes with him, doesn't it? If he was covered in blood, I'd say he looked like a butcher, you peen arse.
Yeah, but if he was a butcher, you wouldn't say that. You know that butcher? He looks like a butcher.
Oh no, I do know someone who looks like a butcher. I do.
Who is
Name's
a butcher?
Jim.
But is he a butcher?
No, he's not. He's not a butcher. But
Yes, so that works. That works. Because he looks like a butcher, but he's not a butcher.
Yeah.
Ibby is a musician. Doesn't work.
All right.
Good.
Ibby looks like a serial killer.
Let's roll the intro. This is mental.
Well, if I saw him in a dark alley, I probably would run away.
He hasn't been caught. Don't call him that.
Even to our standards. Right. Come on. Intro's rolling now. They can't hear it. I've never actually found out for sure.
No, you can't.
But we are now live. They can see our faces and everything. Welcome back to the New Home Show, Chapter 26. Chapter 26. Very special guest here on screen. We've got Aidan from Tippy Modz.
Yes.
With us, he's an expert mod maker.
Expert mod maker and not proper Irish. Not proper Irish. We found out.
Oh, that's for sure.
Now he's going to get rid of the stage voice that we've had.
Yeah, that was just my radio voice.
That's good. It is good. I like it. Very realistic.
Who is Irish and a DJ and a very gentle lover. But mainly a mod maker. That's the reason he's with us.
Considerate was what they reviewed.
He massages wood very well.
Yes, but with those hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look at
You
that.
have any fingerprints left?
It would have been the ideal opportunity to have two dismembered hands and just go.
We've gone off track. Anyway, it's going to be a great show because we've got a great guest. We're going to be deep diving into that. But we've also got news, new vape stuff, a few topics as well.
Oh, I love a topic.
Yeah, not the chocolate bar.
Okay.
And all that stuff. But good to see everyone in chat. Mixing, Scotty's in, Jim, Dion, Dave, Cuz, Gareth, Bob, Mark, Patrick, Matt. Too many to mention. But they're all in there. So good to see everyone in there. Don't forget to smash that like button. Because that's a thing. In fact, tonight, don't bother.
Who's got the wood pigeon? Is it you, Richard?
Yes, it is, yeah. Yeah, he only pipes up at exactly 9 o'clock. So yeah, well, let's move on from me then, since the wood pigeon's crashing it. Brad, what are you drinking? What are you vaping?
I have moved on to a nice one from my delivery, Hazy Jane. And I thought about pouring it into a pretty glass, and then I got lazy and just thought, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to drink it out the can.
I cleaned that glass.
Hey, that's better. That looks like a fucking glass.
It's changed colour. It doesn't have a colour anymore.
I know.
Fucking hell.
It was hard to tell last week. It looked like it was like it was like hazy glass.
Yeah, it looked like it was frosted. It was so bad.
That's the word. That's the word. It's doing all the words.
So big shout out for Finnish dishwasher tablets, isn't it?
They are good. The one with the Powerball. That's how you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very classy.
I am vaping on 2 new little doodads, which I got from, where the fuck are you, mate? There. I got from him.
Yeah.
So there.
But
which in both of these, I've got my normal cactus, because that's all I fucking do is vape cactus.
Yep.
1 point something.
1.
And 1.2. Yeah, 1.2 in both of them. So. Really shouldn't vape like that. It's going to be a rough night.
Because you're a part-timer.
It's not a style I've tried. I've never tried that.
I will dive a little bit deeper into these later, because you've already given everyone the useful information with regards to both of these. I'm going to give everyone useless information.
Oh, it's good. That's what you want. You are a new user. That's what we need.
No, not new information. Useless information.
It's all the same.
Aidan,
yo,
welcome into the fold.
Cheers, man.
What are you drinking and what are you vaping, friend?
Drinking. I'm pushing the guns out tonight, and it's Ireland's finest lemon.
Are you just drinking?
I thought you were going to say it's
just straight lemon.
Tap water.
No, pissy.
I heard you open a can.
Can?
Did you not open a can, Aidan?
No, that's probably my vape.
Oh, God, fucking mental.
Yeah. And vaping, I'm on the Tippy Modz V2 Squonk.
Very nice.
Benner. And juice is Wick Liquor Deja Voodoo, I think it is.
Yeah. Which one's is that? The cakey? Is that the cakey one, Deja?
No, that's Carnival. That's really, really sweet.
Which one's
one
Deja
is kind
Voodoo?
of a coconut, kind of.
Voodoo, isn't it the berry one?
I think it's a mix of berries and coconut.
Oh, okay. Which one? I'm thinking of Boulevard. Is what I was thinking of in my head.
Oh yeah.
That's popular.
That smells like Vimto.
Yeah. And what else have I got? I'm on the Visionary Mods.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at that.
Oh, that's
That's
shiny.
the penguin with the resin coat, and I think it is.
What wood is that?
That's stabilized aboina,
Okay,
which is kind of an Asian wood. It's quite popular at the moment.
that's pretty.
Yeah, and in that I've got Melon Head by Mr. Good Vape.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't mind melon juices. They're hard to get out of. Get it out. Get the flavour.
Yeah,
out.
that one I've been on it for a couple of years, and I
Yeah,
just can't get it out of the system. It's just a natural go-to. Do you know, it's
Perfect.
yeah. So, John, what are you drinking, and what are you vaping on?
The first guest to ever do that.
Yeah, first
Everybody always
guest to do it
forgets we have to
right.
prompt them. That's the first everyone to do it. And they go, anyway. That's how you know we're not doing it. We're not following on. If I go, anyway. Someone said, is this cocaine? It is not cocaine. It is 2 bits of Muji cotton that stops the spring banging on the stand.
That would
On
be a
the-
piss poor use of cocaine.
I don't know. You know, I'm not. I don't know anything about drugs. I am very sheltered, so I have no idea how to use them. But yeah, no, it's not. It's just some cotton. What am I drinking on? I'm drinking on life and death by vocation again. The fastest beer delivery people there is. 1 day, unbelievable. They are the winners. So that's what I'm drinking on. And I'm vaping. It's like cashew nut. No, it's not. It's lemon crack in the Dvar 16.
Crack is back, isn't it? Crack is back. Or is
Crack
it already
is back.
gone?
It's gone.
Right,
Yeah, it's
sorry.
gone.
There's some
already, I
lemon
think.
left. There's some lemon left, but it's gone. And I've got
Lose,
crack
you lose.
current in the. Why somebody laughed because I said be quick or be angry, and they went very amusing. And I was thinking, yeah, it's not, not when. Well, I'm sure Aidan said this as well. You put something for sale and it goes, and then someone goes, "Can I have that?" No,
Yeah.
that's
Is that
gone.
still available?
That's gone. Oh, that's not very fair.
But why didn't you order more?
Wait, no, it wasn't possible. Mark,
A big
just,
blunder on your part there, John.
No, it's not. There, it isn't.
Looking pretty silly now.
More is on the way shortly.
And are you going to apologise to customers?
A dealer never apologizes.
No,
You've got
no,
to
no,
keep
no.
them wanting.
Get them hooked and then leave them wanting. That's the idea. Yeah. I've got crack count. I've got the Dvar from Christopher Douglas
It looks
Hayne.
better with that tank.
Sent me. That's the same tank as I had before, but I cracked it. Isn't it?
No.
Very similar. Anyway, it's very good. I wouldn't have that, Chris. He sent it to me because of that postage charge issue I had. The Steam Tuners cap. And it came, and it's fitted, and I'm back on that. And that is on the Inakin, what's that? MVP 445 with torch. Which is great.
Is that the 22 dwarf?
Yeah.
So that'll fit on here.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to track me down one of those because that looks pretty.
Don't get that one from the... Just type in you into the Steam Tuners cap, but you'll see which one it isn't, because don't pay 30 euros of postage for a 16
Look,
euro
if
tank.
I'm going to pay 30 euros postage, not only do I want the Pope to bless it, but I want someone of an equivalent ranking of the Pope to fucking deliver it.
So bin man. Oh, you mean magical.
Magical,
rank.
mythical.
Yeah. I said to do the I don't know if you know, but the Archbishop, the previous Archbishop of Canterbury is being investigated at the moment, and has had his magic removed. And I said to my wife earlier, "Oh, they're investigating the Archbishop of Canterbury." I said, "Not the last one. Not that you're gonna fuck who that was." And so not the last one, the one before the last one. And she said, "Who the fuck is that?" And I said, "It doesn't really matter." But anyway, he's a bad one, they reckon. Richard, on the oh mate, you okay?
Oh, you're throwing into me.
Yeah, it's your go. What are you vaping? What are you drinking?
Okay, so
12 minutes, it's a record.
Yeah, it's all right. It's slick. It's a slick show. Always start with a shit one. They don't come much shitter than this.
No, they don't.
Although the UK's biggest selling lager, isn't it?
Yep.
I don't know. The tap water in Ireland looked on a par to that Carling.
They actually sell that stuff over here in bottles.
Mental. But it is the biggest selling beer in at our local
for the
pub.
tourists.
Yeah. They have, can't they? Yeah, probably totally. People who don't like Guinness in London, in Dublin. Oh, all right, mate. I don't really like that. You got to put out. Yeah, just have a Carling, mate.
But I wanted to see what all the hype was about, you know. So I've got a Carling first. After that, though, I'm moving on to the darker stuff. I've got the Common Grounds Coffee Porter from Magic Rock, and then, or maybe the other way around, I haven't decided. Dark Arts from Magic Rock, which is a stout. So that's a thing, and I will be putting it in my clean glass, which is lovely. Vaping on this evening. The clutch is back. It's back on the clutch.
It looks so tiny like that.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, this mod I'm going to hold now is just a single 18650 mod. This is a 21700 mod. That's impressive, isn't it? How have they managed to get it smaller?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, so the clutch is back. I randomly re-wicked it, so I randomly picked something off the shelf. I'm vaping Vape Wild Stardust.
What's that, like Starburst flavor?
I don't know. It tastes a bit fruity.
Yeah, Starburst flavor.
Yeah, it's not great. But you've got to try these things, haven't you? Otherwise it'll just sit there forever on the shelf. So there's that. I've got my Hexome. I've now got 2 Hexomes. Thanks.
Oh yeah, I saw you pick that up this week.
So now I've got 1 for the shelf and 1 to use, and I'll be rotating them. I need to get the build right. I need to rebuild an Atty specifically for the V3 because it has different resistance tolerances to the 2.1, and I forgot all that. So I need to build a goon or something ready for that. So I've got this at the moment with this brilliant juice. We talked about it before on the show, but Deep Rooted 64 Reserve. I think it is currently Rick's All Day Vape.
Nice.
And it's really, really good. It's really, really good. So that is in the Sahara on the Hexome. And then this, which I already showed you. This is a brand new mod from Steam Crave, not from someone called Steve. It's the Hadron 22 100. It's a very special mod in some ways. It's dual 21700. It's massive, as you can tell. It's about the same size as my head. It's a really big mod, but it actually comes with, I've thrown it in the corner, it comes with a squonk bolt-on adapter. So there's this bracket here, there's a hole in there, and then there's some brackets here as well, and you can attach a squonker to this mod and turn it into a dual 21700 squonker.
Is it like a
That's definitely
500 ml
disc
bottle?
squonker.
I think it's 1,000 ml bottle.
Alan.
You actually just
It goes
connect
into a
a-
pack, and then a
a
tube,
tap.
and then a backpack.
It's a bottle of Lucozade just on the side. Give it a squeeze.
You connect it to a tap, like a pub tap, and you pull rather than squonk.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be quite good.
Actually, that's a great idea, Brad.
You better know Aidan's nailed it with a foot pump. Just on the
There
side.
we go.
Foot pump, you see, that's the mind of the modder.
He's got it.
So, yeah.
Something here.
On this ridiculous tank as well, I've just reviewed this tank, and it's the Aromamizer Titan, and it's 41mm wide and 17mm capacity.
That'll be popular with. I mean, Aromamizer have always done big tank. It'd be popular with their crowd, wouldn't it? And I bet the price is decent too.
Yeah, it's affordable, and it's
Yeah, it's
really,
crazy.
really great tank. It's just ridiculously sized. It's great though. It's great though. It's a great tank. They have sent me a smaller one, so I'm hoping that tank is as good as this tank, just normal size. So yes, so that's the thing. So that's all that in there. I've got Rick's Voodoo Brew. Because that's
it's
the only
got
thing I've
good.
got enough of to put in this tank.
Yeah.
105 watts I'm at.
It's almost like you didn't get
Jeez.
200 mils from just that nick.
I'm not wasting that in here.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, so that's that. I'm just going to use this 10mm that I've got laying in this tank, and then I'll put that to one side. So that's a thing.
As a door stopper.
Well, I'm going to review the mod very, very soon. I just need to try out that squonk adapter thing.
Sounds like a plan.
So that's all good. That's all good. Let's slide into the news, John.
Yes.
What's the crack?
The top one's quite interesting. It's kind of this is the best article I could find without a paywall. I'm not paying. It's ridiculous. So I had to get it from the Evening Telegraph, not associated with the Telegraph, because the Telegraph make you pay. Pour myself a beer. And the headline is Dundee scientists create new vaping e-liquid which reduces toxic risk.
Wow.
So the ins and outs of it is that in a lab in Dundee, they think I don't know. There's a lot more testing that needs to be done, but for right now, they've got a way of neutralizing certain carcinogenic chemicals in the liquid so that at high temperatures they don't become carcinogenic.
Shouldn't the headline be Dundee scientist throws vaping under a bus?
Wow. Okay, well, we'll see what I did. So,
Because he's insinuating there's an inherent
Yeah.
problem with e-liquid.
but it hasn't got any traction anywhere, not really. So I'll just go with what they've said. The research project created a new liquid that reduced health-damaging carbonyls, carcinogens, in the inhaled vapor by between 72% and 100%. The study began in 2017 and was funded by the Carnegie Trust from the Universities of Scotland, led by Dr. Alberto Fior. The research has involved extensive laboratory studies of the emissions from vaping and their effects on human lung cells. So the biggest one is formaldehyde, which is very easy to create. It's not in e-liquid, but when you get very high temperatures, you start creating formaldehyde. Nothing like the levels of cigarette smoking.
No.
Whatever you do, you don't get to the levels of cigarette smoking. Testing found the addition of phenols reduce the levels of chemicals such as formaldehyde, methylgloxal, and gloxal in the e-cigarette aerosol vapors. Dr. Fuhr said the next step of this project is to secure further funding to enable us to begin work on more complex types of e-liquids, reflecting those used in the real world, with an eventual goal of establishing that they can be as safe as conventional e-liquids, while effectively reducing exposure to excessive levels of carcinogens. Vaping is, of course, still relatively new lifestyle choice, and much more research is needed in this area to fully understand the possible negative health impacts. So it's very, very early doors on this, and they've decided to start trying to work on flavors, which is a weird thing to do.
But does it? My only question is, does it taste good?
They don't know. That's the real answer. They don't know.
The public don't give a shit if it's healthier.
No. Well,
do it taste like marshmallows?
Yeah. So that's always been the issue, anyway. And we don't know anything about it. We don't know we don't know the VGPG. We don't know anything. And to try and lab.
Do they say what they changed?
No. Yeah, they do. They put they put a number of catalysts in there that effectively stop formaldehyde and the other two chemicals being created, because they're not in there.
What do those catalysts do?
They don't know. They do know. I don't know.
They don't. I don't know.
The effect on it is to lower the carcinogens a lot. And I think that's quite. I just thought it was quite an interesting study coming out of Dundee. I quite kind of agree with Richard's point as well. Is that there's good bits and bad bits.
It's interesting. Because there's a huge commercial opportunity there for him if it's all legit, and he's patented it and all that.
We said, but it's have to be not for profit, because they're not. Well, not for it would be. Someone will buy it. Let's be serious. Someone will buy it if it worked, and they don't know what they're talking about with flavors. So, I don't know. Aidan, do you care?
Not really. As long as I get my melon head on, I'm quite happy.
Yeah, as long as they don't ban things without that in.
Exactly. Yeah.
There'll be serious trouble then, but no.
I quite like. There's been some sensible approaches when they remove caffeine from e-liquid, and you can't add vitamins to e-liquid in the UK. They're clever. I mean, that's a good. There's a piece of legislation which hasn't gone through properly yet, which would take out Holder Barrett, which means if you can't prove something is beneficial, then it's assumed it's bad for you. And that's what they did effectively with caffeine. There's no point inhaling caffeine. It's so ineffective way of getting caffeine.
I much prefer caffeine in my coffee than in my inhaler.
Well, same as vitamins. It doesn't work. To aerosolize, it's totally stupid. And they're banned by the TPDR. They're in there. They can't have it. I'm bored of explaining that one to people. Not allowed caffeine in it. No, you are. No, you're not. It's there. It's fucking black and white.
It's kind of like menthol as well. I found when I first started vaping, it was on menthol juices.
Yes.
I
couldn't hide the flavour of the terrible liquid.
Yeah, I just couldn't tolerate anything else other than menthol. And it was like the more you vaped it, the more you wanted.
Right.
And it took me years to actually wind down away from menthol juices.
I can jump between. Everyone's got their, especially. It depends how long when you get to a certain length of time in vaping. I think you instinctively know what you'll like and what you won't just by reading. As long as the description, if it's called Moon Hopper and you don't know, then it's fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, I just reminded me, I'm going to buy some liquid after the show. I used to like. I'm going to get some more. Quick discussion that brings chat into it. I think I'm doing this again now. Yeah, Brad.
What?
Vaping shops. Am I doing this?
Yeah, that's all yours, darling.
Thanks, babe. Vaping shops are allowed to open, or have been allowed to open for 3 days. They were open on Monday. I'm not. Our shop's not open. It's down to
Laziness.
I can either make it COVID safe or not open the door. And I don't want to open the door because,
Lazy.
well, when you've got but something like the crack, lemon crack, and stuff that came in yesterday, I'm sending from the store to, I don't know, 200 houses in around the world, and mainly in the UK, but also in America, in Spain. About I don't need to fluke somebody getting a virus because somebody came in the shop with a virus. So it's down to me a bit to protect international customers. So I'm going to at the moment. We've still got cases in the county, so it's not safe in my mind.
Yeah,
So you'll just keep shipping online and then...
Yeah, and I do pickups. People order or give me a ring.
Yeah.
And then I went back to the shop about an hour after I finished to go and drop an order off. Because I've got some locals addicted to Cactus Punch and the cracks and stuff like that. I'm the only fucker who sells it, so I've got to go, right, here you go.
What crack?
You're definitely a dealer. We hit the nail on the head.
But we're not open. But in
So
chat,
how do you get it to locals then?
they order online. I cancel the delivery, and then they come and pick it up at the shop, or I deliver it to the house.
I've done that. The shop, you mean pop it outside, kind of pick it up?
Yeah, they knock on the door, and then I put it outside the door, shut the door, they pick it up.
Yeah, I went into our local vape shop here on Tuesday to look for extra pods, and they were selling masks. So I bought a couple of masks. They didn't have pods because no one's carrying them yet. But it felt weird. It felt weird going into a shop where clearly I was the only customer that had been in that day. And they were both stood there like, what do we do? What do we do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to take a while to get normal, isn't it?
But it was a very nervous 12-year-old looking child behind the till.
What?
Well,
looking.
Probably a 25-year-old kid.
Oh, okay. It's that way. Once you get to 30, everyone under 30 is 11.
Yeah, the best.
I ask people for ID all the time. Yeah, it's crazy. Dullahan Brewing said they've been open here for 10 days, but I don't know where he is, so I just asked him where he is. Is anybody else? Oh, in good point. They're not open in Wales yet, but they're open next week. Sorry, it's not the UK.
I think over here they opened last week.
Yep.
The same way again. There's a lot of restrictions, there's a lot of outlay for people to spend in order to make the shops safe for people to get into.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Northern Ireland changed their rule today. Oh, it's changing on Monday on social distancing for children, didn't they? From 2 meters to 1 meter.
Yeah,
that's right. Yep.
Which is, it's even more impossible when you've got. Yeah, let's not get into the Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland thing, but that restriction.
Skip that one.
Yeah. Where's County Waterford? Is that Ireland?
Yeah. That's
South so you're open.
Public.
Right. Aha. So that's where Dullahan is. They're still shut in Scotland, of course, because they're different. But Nicola's going for the 1 week later, exactly the same as Boris' approach. So I assume they'll be open on Monday, will they?
Well, we don't know.
I'm only joking.
We don't know.
I like one open here. UTM2W shops.
Have any of you, and has anyone in chat, been back to a shop yet?
I live in a village. There's only one shop.
Yeah, well, you know.
What? No, I haven't actually. Haven't been to a shop that's non-essential.
No, me either. Have you?
I've been to a supermarket as shopping for food, but
but you've not been to like a trainer shop or a clothes shop.
No.
It's crap at it.
Online, it's so much easier anyway.
Yeah, it just turns up at your house.
Yeah,
I walked past the little mall thing, but they've got the TK Maxx and Primark and all of that crap on Monday on my way back from my run. Holy crap. It was like a sea of people in a queue going around the block. No one was 2 meters apart.
Yeah.
Kids running around like it was the local play centre.
The whole Primark thing just
I looked at
baffles
that and
me.
thought, great, I'm not shopping till 2021.
It was actually the same in Dublin. There's a department store, just sells cheap clothes. Basically, that's all it is. The same way, it was like about 2 or 3 blocks around, just people walking around in a queue. Absolute madness.
I'm with John. Just buy the shit online.
Yeah.
It seems perhaps I don't know. I don't know how everybody. It's very difficult. This has been for everybody. The lockdown's been it's very personal, isn't it? How you've experienced it. Everybody's totally different.
Yeah.
With Richard's wife, my wife works for the NHS, and Richard's wife works in the education system. It's totally different thing. So I know when I watch people doing stupid shit, I know how fucking easy it is to catch. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Every time you see something in the news and they go, "Oh yeah, you don't want to do that," and you go, "You fucking don't want to get close to doing that. You are dead. Don't do it. Don't catch." And then people, the other one I've seen a lot of, male bravado. It's really weird. Like, "Oh, my catching you yourself because I don't think I'd suffer." What? Based on what? The fuck are you on about?
Just a cold.
Doesn't make any sense. And so
Someone thinks they're the alpha.
Hmm?
Someone thinks they're the alpha.
yeah, exactly. Oh, but I made a joke that it was just I saw it. I nicked it from somebody. It was quite funny. Wearing gloves and a mask in your own car is the equivalent of wiping your ass before you have a shit. You see people just driving along like that. And the other one I've seen.
Maybe it's not their car.
It's true.
Maybe
The
they
other one
nicked
I
it.
got the mask. This one.
Oh,
well, no,
don't even. Oh, move on. Move
There's
on.
so much of this.
Move on.
We're having fun
mental.
taking the piss out of the whole country.
It's like I like the idea that the virus goes, whoa, it's over his mouth. Go, okay, boys, leave it. Leave his nose.
I had to take Freddie, my son, for his jabs, and the receptionist in the GP's office did that.
Oh God. There's so many people doing it. I've seen
People
so
not
many
trained
news.
in PPE.
I suppose it's 50% better. I don't know.
Nothing. But if you can get, like, because I checked when this whole thing started, I thought, I wonder if anyone's ever done a training video. There's loads. It's like that are old or whatever. They're 6 minutes long. How to take off gloves properly. How to put a mask on without touching it. What not to do. And fuck it.
You wanted to tell us about a kitchen fire anyway. What happened to that?
Okay, we're back. Fires from vape items are back in fashion.
Yes.
I know we've all missed them.
Yes.
I have.
Oh yeah.
The
Don't
Oxford
put the
Mail.
marshmallows on something.
Have you got this on the screen, Rich?
I have.
Good. Oxford Mail. E-cigarette causes kitchen fire near Chinnor, Oxfordshire. Or they've gone with a picture there of flames, so we understand there was a fire.
What mod is that, chat? Come on.
Of a mod.
Let's play along.
Yeah, go. Do tell what it is.
It looks insanely familiar too. It's got to be E-Leaf
Technically,
something.
we have to work out what that mod was, not what that mod is.
Yeah, I assume it was white
It's
before.
an E-Leaf iStick something, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think you might be right with I think you're right with the E-Leaf. Definitely, it could be the iStick too. The whole thing is this: an e-cigarette caused a kitchen fire in an Oxfordshire home in the early hours of Wednesday morning. The device, left charging, damaged the wooden worktop in a property near Chinnor. They were talking about wooden surface damage.
Looks like
Oxfordshire.
concrete.
Yeah. I think that's outside. I think they've taken it outside now. That looks like at the top of a millstone to me. Oxfordshire Fire and Rescue Service said fire engines from Thames Fire Station and High Wycombe Fire Station were sent to reports of a fire. It added the charger and the wooden worktop it was on both suffered a small amount of damage. Luckily, it did not spread further. That is a reaction and a half. 2 fire units, which is what minimum 10 people.
Yeah, but they've got nothing to do, have they?
Yeah, take a nice
They
time
haven't
out.
been let out.
They probably couldn't wait to get there.
Yeah, it's most firemen's first fire. Yeah. They're saying it's an iStick 60 watt in chat.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you, chat. You always deliver.
They did. I thought it was one thing. I thought it was quite a timely reminder. Don't leave shit charging. don't leave it charged and unattended.
I mean,
in
it's
the room.
It's not great, is it? It's not great what's happened with this one. Like,
No.
because she doesn't look like she's done anything wrong.
No, but it doesn't look like there's very little damage. We do know of people. Well, Mark.
If it's a built-in battery, that's the only way to charge it.
Yeah, it is. That is a built-in battery in the iStick. No, it's not.
I think it might be that one.
I thought the 60 was an 18650.
I don't know. It's an older one than that because it's got the chrome top and bottom.
Oh. Yeah. Well, anyway, don't charge shit up like that. If you went back and you took a picture of the fucking charger, we all know it'd be something stupid, like it's a 2 amp charger and it's a 1 amp board or something like that, and it blew it. That's what's happened. That is always what's happened.
Yeah, that or it's the battery is so old that the battery's fucked out.
That's my biggest worry with built-in battery mods. That is my big
But
worry, because especially the age we're getting to in vaping now, where people could have 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old built-in battery mods still in use, and they could have done 700 cycles, 800 cycles.
My neighbour moved in on Friday. Yeah, well, it's irrelevant when he moved in, but he moved in recently. We were having a little chat outside in the road, as social distancing neighbours do, across the road.
I do better than that. I don't like them, so there's always like 20 metres between me and them. Fuck them, cunts.
We were having e-vapes, so we were standing out there having a vape, having a
What do you
chat.
call it? E-vapes?
He vapes.
He vapes.
He
Brad
isn't.
vapes
He's a
and
I
male.
thought you said you were having e-vapes.
Yes, so did I.
No. It's my accent coming out.
Oh, it's the German, yeah.
The German, yeah. Anyway, he's had the same mod. It was a dual 18650 for 2.5 years with the same batteries in it since day one.
Lovely balancing board on 2-year-old mods as
Internal
well.
charging only.
Lovely.
I literally said, no, sorry, I left. I went inside, came in, had fresh batteries here, grabbed 2 batteries, went in, said, swap them out, give me the old ones, I'm tossing them. You cannot. That's got to be 1 cycle a day for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Those batteries are, never mind beyond their use, it is beyond not safe anymore.
Yeah. Stuart Drummond in the chat says, can happen with a mobile phone. And you're right, it's a non-story. It is a non-story in a lot of ways. Any electrical device, if left charging, unattended, this can happen. This can happen.
I put it in because
it's a nice reminder to everyone.
Yeah, and not only that, when I put forward the news before, it was fire. Everything was a fire, and since the lung injuries in America, everything changed, and we didn't get fires anymore, and now we get fires, and now one's back. I just thought it was nice to have a fire. We
nice
just
that someone managed to set fire to their house.
Yeah, but they barely did it. I mean, they only burned a charger.
Probably more smoke damage.
She wasn't completely unattended. She obviously realised, didn't she?
Yeah, smoke alarm went off or something like that. Well, I assume the battery vented, and that's what the actual thing was. That it vented, or it
most likely caused wrong plug.
Yeah.
How do you think they caught the fire in that bucket?
What bucket?
And managed to take a picture.
And managed to take a picture. Like, I'm sorry.
Is it in a bucket? I think it's on a millstone.
The flames are in a bucket, and then.
Oh no, they're not in a bucket. Oh yeah, that's just a really shit inset picture of flames. That was my joke at the start. They've just gone. In case you don't know what fire is, here's a stock picture of fire.
Yeah, but it looks sexier. The article looks sexier.
To put it in there.
Yes.
Fire.
Flames are sexy.
Could you imagine if they did it without the picture, and then there was just 2 people going, "What's a fire? Never heard of it." I've just checked in the dictionary. It says something about orange and hot, but no.
You don't know anything about this media game, John.
Who the fuck has been a picture?
You're talking about fire. You put actual fire.
You put actual fire.
Everybody knows that.
The
editor will have called her in to the office.
You imagine there with the thing with a notebook. So, have you still got the device in question? Yeah, it's outside on that millstone. Brilliant. You still got the fire? No, it's gone out. Oh, fair enough.
It's gone out.
Have we got a stock picture of some fire? Yeah, we're going to have to wing it. All right, cheers.
Is that all the news, or has Brad got some
That's all the
surprise
news.
news?
Brad's got some. No, Brad's got news. It's not surprise news. He has told us.
I wasn't
Yeah, it's
listening.
not surprised. I have told you.
Go
But I
on
think
then.
I'm going to forego the news and jump into the
Reviews.
the useless reviews.
Mhm.
Don't do yourself down, son.
Oh, no, but the intention is uselessness. The intention is that no one watching the show will find anything I say remotely interesting. And if
Yes,
I
they
achieve that, I fucking win.
Go on then.
So anyway, Darling Richard was most upset that I've been vaping the same thing on the show for God only knows how long.
It's not that. It's just that one drawer was full.
No, don't lie. You sent me a message, said, "You're a boring cunt. Have this box and be more interesting."
True.
See?
He did say
See?
that.
He said it. He said it. And he sent me these two. I watched your reviews and then I thought, well, if that's what you thought of these, how little do you think of me that you sent them to me?
I don't think I've done a video for the O Small, to be fair.
You haven't, but you did a touch on it on the show,
Possibly.
and then this one you did a review.
Yes.
Quite a nice review, actually.
I quite liked it.
Although yours,
Although-
you said this one rattled.
Yeah.
This fits solid. No rattle on mine, so it may have just been a build quality issue on yours.
That's always my worry. I should have opened that one to test it.
But I say that aesthetically, this one is the
Oh, it
winner.
looks like because we don't. I can't really. It looks like a lighter. The way you're holding it,
Yeah,
it looks
it looks
just like
a
a
little bit
lighter.
wider than a lighter, shorter than a lighter. I like the shiny. I like subtle, black, simple. This one looks and feels like a tampon applicator. It has that crazy, cheap, plastic, injection molded.
And you got the job of care around that tampon applicator, didn't you?
Yeah,
So
always.
ideal.
But the battery on this one, granted, it's next to nothing. What is it, 300 mAh?
Fuck.
Richard? Yeah, 350 mAh
Mm-hmm.
on this one. I get 3 hours out of it
Really?
with the 1.2 ohm coil. I wouldn't like to know how long it would last on.
You need to up your nick, by the way. That is proper
Yeah,
self-employed.
that's hammering it. That.
That's proper
Yeah.
self-employed vaping. That is. That's really.
I sit here all day. I got nothing to do, but I got.
That's literally that. I know if I'm writing a document, I know that I've had too much when I start spinning out, like the world falls out of me, and I go, "Oh, I'll probably stop for a minute."
Yeah, when my neck here starts sweating, then I
Yeah,
know.
God.
Okay, put it down. Go outside, get some fresh air.
I like it when someone goes, "I'm feeling a bit funny." I'm like, "Oh, you can get through that. Don't worry about it." Until you're sliding off the chair, then you know.
But I
you
was
had
chatting
enough.
to Richard before the show, and I found a use for this one. And it's not a daily vape device. It's not a desk secret carry, blah, blah, blah. It's a fucking running vape. I went for a run. What did I run? 9.5 miles this afternoon.
Oh, fancy.
Got to, I have no idea where the fuck I ended up, somewhere near the cliffs. Tired as fuck, sat down. I didn't even know it was in my pocket. The entire run. I sat down, then found, oh, fuck, that's great. Sat down, watched the beach, and had a little vape. When we started fucking vaping, there wasn't a mod or a AIO or a pod or anything, but we could have just banged in our pocket, completely forgotten it was fucking there.
Yeah,
you
that's
definitely couldn't have a run anyway.
Yeah.
No.
No,
that's
certainly
true.
not had a run.
You could have it
We'd
around
been
your neck.
slapping our
It could keep
balls.
hitting you in the face.
End up stabbing yourself.
So, would you recommend it to a smoker, Brad?
Yes. Yeah. All of that useless information, and I would still recommend it because the draw on this one is much closer to a mouth to lung.
Too loose on the other.
I can't direct inhale. Well, I could, but it's not pleasant direct inhaling this. Whereas this one, this is what boggles what's left of my brains. It's the same manufacturer. It's the same resistance coil. It's got the same diameter little hole thing over there in the pod. But the draw is so loose that it direct to lungs, it's actually easier doing a direct to lung than anything else. If I could get this draw on this device, I'm tempted to say this one's going to become far more of an everyday carry for me. The battery life on this is, I can't fault it. I unplug it in the morning, it lasts all day. I knock off here 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, and it's sitting at about 40% because you've got different colored lights to tell you percentages. And I think red means 30 to 40.
Okay.
Yeah. But what's the MAR on this one, Richard? You know?
700?
I've got the
800?
900 MAR. But 900 MAR on a little pod, I can't complain.
Craig Nichols did say if it feels like a tampon applicator, you're probably using it wrong. But he hasn't got any pockets. Fuck's sake, he's running. Where's he going to put it?
You got to put it somewhere.
You got to put it somewhere.
Sweatbands.
It is like, tell me this.
I don't care what you call them, Aidan.
Insertable.
Sweatbands, whatever, mate.
Tell me this doesn't look insertable.
I don't have that.
So
in
the
my head
takeaway from Brad's review is the Vaporesso O Small, the perfect prison vape.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that tag in a future.
Put it in your secret pocket.
Fair enough.
Proviso, don't put a vape in your bum.
Two categories of in Brad's mind: insertable, not insertable.
You know what? I'm going to keep that for this device, which I will be
Inserting?
No, I will not be. Well, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
You'll have to find out next week.
Oh, cliffhanger.
What a cliffhanger. Right, it's definitely time we talk to the guest.
I agree. He's waited patiently for 47 minutes.
It's
I'm getting used to it now. I'm just sitting back like, yeah, let's carry on this.
Did you have a nap?
I tell you what we have got for this section, although, as we told you before we came on, slightly useless for you because you won't be able to see. Although you did make the mods, so you will know what they look like. I'm gonna roll some mods of yours while we're chatting on screen.
Cool. I'll just agree with you and nod my head.
Yeah, I'll randomly show these. But obviously, you are best known to us as Tippy Modz, master mod maker, and for those who haven't seen, I'm going to put some on now. These are all your latest creations from your like page. Absolutely, they're literally just stunning, all of them. So I'll show these as we go along. So what's your current situation then? So are you? I've never asked or checked. Are you sort of part-time mod maker, part-time DJ?
Still, like, I have a full-time day job, which is 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And then as well as that, I have my DJing, which is normally falls on the weekends.
Yeah.
Currently, that's completely gone. So modding, I'm doing on my days off from work and the weekends, and any evenings that I get time to go out to the shed. So what's a good week? A one mod 1 week or one mod 2 weeks? A good week you would get one mod finished.
Wow.
Start to finish.
You find you're making more during lockdown than before?
There's definitely a surge in orders over lockdown.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Because after talking to quite a few people, they have cancelled holidays and stuff like that. So
yes,
there's more income there to spend. Yeah, so it's good for me. Like, I'm booked up now until October, I think it is. So
wow.
I have quite a lot of work ahead.
Any chance of getting you to expos in Europe, like the Germany?
I kind of thought about it at one stage, but it takes a hell of a lot stock-wise, and then that means dropping customers and orders that are currently coming through.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
all
kind of a
the same in
trade-off, do you know?
pipeline.
it was like Vape Fest. I think it was 2017.
Mhm.
That was the last one, was it, John?
2018.
2018. Yeah.
Was it 2018?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
There was one in 2018.
2018.
28
Okay.
Yeah,
that was
so
the last. It was the
2017 was
last
the year
one
I was
anyway.
there.
Yeah, and the whole run up to that, I was just working day and night, you know, to try and get stuff ready, as well as people's orders. You know, so it was
Yeah,
a lot of
remember
work.
what
It was worth
like
it.
in the build up to events like
Yeah.
this.
Because you were there at the Prince Rupert when the alarm went off, weren't you?
No,
Were you not? Where were you staying?
I was.
I was in Premier Inn.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know if you were in there, like not staying there. Sorry, when the
Oh,
there was
yes, we were all eating.
bang. There you go.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, and it was fairly amusing, but sort
Yeah.
of.
I think we had finished eating, so it wasn't too bad. I don't know if you did.
Oh yeah, I did. I didn't eat in there.
Yeah.
So
I think we were just having a few drinks at that stage.
Yeah, and we were trying to get Craig to chat up the waitress. He was doing quite well, I thought.
Yeah.
What is your day job as well?
Day job, I'm an audio engineer, so I work for a voice artist, and he does like celebrity impressions.
Oh, okay.
Kind of
Your
movie
mic's gone a bit
trailers.
crackly for some reason. Aidan.
Oh, has that? Is that any better?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Maybe it's just because it was in the distance. But yeah, he does voiceovers for movie trailers and radio ads, all that kind of stuff. So everything is kind of
You auto
evolving
tune his
around
voice to
music.
make him sound alpha.
Yeah, exactly. I make him sound really good.
I like it.
Why don't you make us sound better?
The
He does.
the DJing.
Yeah.
DJ, is that proper DJing, like actual cool stuff, or is
We
it your
know
classic
it is.
your classic wedding DJ, 70th
No,
birthday party?
I actually, when I started off, in order to get gigs, it was basically mobile work, so it was everything and anything. And then slowly I was getting into bars and getting residencies, and then moved on to nightclubs. So I was then in a position where I am now, although they're closed, that I have 2 residencies. So
And what's your DJ? Sorry, I'm not. This sounds like I'm being a fucking dick about it, but I'm not.
don't say what's your DJ name.
I was.
I just used my regular straight name, Aidan Lenane.
That's safer, isn't it? Because it's
It is,
easier
yeah.
to push yourself
Yeah.
rather than have a weird handle.
Yeah. Or then you could call yourself something else and then find out someone else has called it. And
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
the same as mods. When you name a mod, then you find out someone else has made a mod the same. Like Pixis. It was actually an American guy made a Squonker a few years back.
Oh, and you'll instantly get
Really?
accused of stealing it. The second you
Well,
say.
I tried make contact with this guy, but his whole page had been redundant for the last 3 or 4
Oh,
years,
that's
so-
okay. Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
should,
And then
So
it's-
when I had
test
no
how good a
reply,
wedding
I
DJ is, John, with some simple questions. Right. Okay, let's do it. The buffet's
Alright.
just finished.
Yeah.
What song would you use to get people back on the dance floor?
You see, this is different because I'm not in that kind of zone anymore. I'm in kind of a nightclub, so
You never
everyone's
forget.
pissed
You
and
never
they don't
forget.
give a shit.
How about
I've got. You see, Rich is
How about-
really testing. Rich is
what
really
a night!
testing.
Oh, what a night!
Oh, what a night! Oh, come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen. Oh, I'd save that till
Yeah.
10 p.m.
Yeah.
It's a Ricky Gervais joke that Richard's making with Steve
Yeah.
Merchant used to do a radio. Used to be a DJ, so did Carl, and they go through what will be. So what would you play to get on the dance floor? I don't know.
But you constantly get people like that. They'll come up to you and say, "Can you play something we can dance to?" Or stupid
You played
requests,
like because
you know, it's-
we're playing Daft on purpose, but you've had a residency in Ibiza as well, haven't you?
I go there.
Where you go there for a
Last-
guest spot? is
Yeah,
it?
kind of every year, but this year is kind of a no-go. It's a lot of the bigger clubs are not going to open. A lot of smaller places will open on the beaches, but there's going to be massive restrictions. So
With all the clubs and everything going into lockdown and being closed, have you done or looked into the sort of the digital live broadcast
He's doing it. Don't be a fucking idiot. You make us look like shit, you idiot. I know this.
I know this.
Oh, okay.
It's a plug.
Oh,
It's a
asking a leading
well-placed
question,
plug.
John.
Have you thought about it? Sorry,
I
I'm
think-
going along
I
with
think-
it. Reverse a bit. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Have you
Yeah.
thought about
You
doing
might be onto
digital
something there.
media?
But yeah, I think every DJ around the world now is doing the same thing. You know, they're just trying to engage people online. For me, it's not really about engages people. It's more about keeping the same routine, because if I stop,
Yeah, I was
then I'm
thinking
just going to
that.
be in a rut, you know, and I'm not going to be buying music.
Because it's like anything,
lose
isn't
the
it?
muscle memory, lose what's
Yeah.
current.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That
Okay,
makes sense.
So, are you going to put up a link in the group for us?
Oh, well, indeed, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You do a set on a Friday or a Saturday night, don't you? Something.
Friday and occasionally Saturdays I might do one as well.
Drop it on the group, and they can go live with you as well.
Yeah, sure.
What's the genre?
Mainly,
house.
I would be a
Wedding
house
DJ. Maybe.
Yeah, commercial.
Drunk wedding DJ.
But
Late 80s.
two
trance.
kind of residencies I have would be kind of commercialized, so it would be chart music.
Oh,
it would
okay.
be house music, so it could be a mixed bag. But like the general age is 18 to 25, let's say. So it's
Nice.
yeah, it's a bit rowdy at times.
I like it. I'm always jealous when because I get jealous of shit when everybody leaves the country. When because you've been kind of sort of friends of this show and the old Ideal Home show. I don't know if anybody's watched it. Aidan did the theme for the Ideal Home show, and he did the theme for the new Home show as well. We kind of go back to people who've done stuff that we like. I come up with the shittest descriptions for Aidan. Can it be sort of boppy with a bit of I don't know the fuck I'm on about? And then
It's only got to be 5 seconds.
yeah,
You know what?
send me over some bits and bobs. I'll have a listen. And then you kind of and there's me and Richard, the two fucking morons of music,
You
going.
literally don't even like music.
Yeah, just go. Which do you prefer, 2 or 3? 2 or 3? I like 2. I don't mind 2. 3's quite jivey. Okay, 2. No, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, we go. Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah.
So every time you hear that music, it's stuff that Aidan's put together. He did the themes for. I think I'm going to go to the question thread.
Yes, do.
Yeah, sure.
One from a man you might know who lives in a shed. His name's.
He doesn't live in a
David-
shed,
This is a different guy.
but he
This
doesn't live
guy-
in a shed.
No, it's a bloke who drinks turpentine. He just put it through the door. Oh, we're going to go with Mark Todd.
Oh, is that the
Okay.
guy who bought a caravan recently? No?
Mark Toddlington of Sheddingtonville has sent a question in. Do you think you'll ever go back down the squonker route again, regulated perhaps?
Maybe, but the biggest downside to regulators is the size of the actual
Yeah.
mod. And even people that wanted regulated, they wanted it to be really small, and it's just not really possible. Do you know? Unless you use a FET. If you use a MOSFET, fair enough.
Yeah.
But like DNAs and stuff like that, and then you've got to make sure they're separated from bottles and liquid. It kind of gets complicated.
I reckon you'll give it a go.
I
But
won't
it's
rule it
not-
out if
it's not
someone
on
wants
trend.
it.
It's not really on trend, is it? Either.
No,
that's,
not
that's
not
your
at
that's your
all.
other problem.
Yeah, like I've only made one squonker this year.
Yeah.
And fair enough, that was regulated when it wasn't, or unregulated. So
Yeah, if the demand's not there. If people were clawing for it, you'd be making it.
exactly, yeah. It's the same as DNA 60s. Like everyone was looking for 60s. That's why I designed Pixis. So hopefully that one will catch on now. And
Where do you? I mean, we've asked most modders this question. Where do you see modding going in the sort of next 12 months? Where's the demand? What's the demand for?
I can see it certainly over the next 3 months, maybe 4 months. There will be orders there.
Oh, definitely,
think-
definitely.
Yeah, but I think once everyone knows what's happening after lockdown, I think things are going to tighten up for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
What I meant, sorry, was from a design point of view. Do you think it's 18350, 21700 mech regulated,
It's a tough one
side
because
by side tube?
yeah, side by side seem to be popular at the moment, but I'm not so sure they'll last too long because you have the size factor again. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're trading one thing off from a torn mod to a wide mod, so there's no in between.
I suppose the
You know-
safest bet is what you're actually doing, isn't it? Which is your classic, really nice regulated single 18650 or
Yeah.
21700.
Well, I tend to stick to 18650s. I don't really have any interest in making anything above that.
Yeah.
It works same as 22mm tanks. I just hate anything over 22mm.
Mm-hmm.
Good man.
And like is it the dwarf? Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, whatever.
Dwarf.
Whatever
Dwarf.
it is.
Dwarf.
Like- The mod I made for Mark Todd, he said that was 24, so I machined 510 to 24.3 millimeters, and it wouldn't actually fit on the thing. So it obviously doesn't measure 24 millimeters.
Yeah.
So, do you know, and then you're in a design aspect as well, where you have to make the mod wider to accommodate bigger tanks as well. So it's
Sorry, John. Back to the list.
I was just going to say, do you know Ben Miller, Dr. Ben?
Dr. Ben, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I know Dr. Ben as well. He's a good bloke, isn't he?
Yeah, brilliant guy.
He's American. He's a doctor. He lives in Ireland.
He
as
used
well.
to do reviews, didn't he, years
He
back?
did, yeah.
Yeah,
I
really
actually
good
made him a
ones as
mod
well.
when I first started.
Oh,
I got one of
cool.
my first mods, which was.
He's got a shout out. I didn't even know Ben was watching, and then I just saw
He's
him
in,
comment.
he's in chat.
Yeah,
How you doing,
yeah,
Ben?
he's in chat. He called you the soundest guy around. That's what he called you.
I wouldn't go that far.
I was well tough when he got his doctorate. Was it last year or the year before? It was really tough for him. A DJ question from Stuart Drummond. What was your worst DJ night and what happened? I've had a few myself, says Stuart, when I used to play in clubs. Such as a drink poured over you by a drunkard, or worst, a piss person thinking they can have a go on the decks.
Yeah, that's pretty standard every weekend, kind of
Wow.
normal.
You need to be high up.
Yeah, exactly. Some places you are protected. You know, you're in like a closed-in booth. Other places you could be on a stage where people can just walk straight up and do absolutely anything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stories. Probably the most recent one was Christmas time. I was playing in one of the bars in.
Aren't
Watford
people
City.
fuckheads at Christmas?
Oh man, stop!
They're
And
horrible.
The owner of the place came in and he came up and he was nodding. He's like, "Yeah, the place is buzzing." He said, "Can you turn it up?" And I said, "I'm at my limit. I can't give you any more volume." So he walked away and he said, "I'll sort it out." So he went behind the bar to the control room, turned up the amps, and I kind of knew straight away it wasn't going to last. And within about half an hour, it blew whole system.
Oh,
Wow.
And everyone was just stood there looking at me, and I was like, picked up
It's
the
your
mic.
fault.
I couldn't even talk in the mic.
fuck.
So luckily, the same venue had a nightclub upstairs that was
Right.
closed, but they had a control system that could link the sound I was playing to the club upstairs. So that's what they'd done. Everyone went upstairs, and I was standing there on my own. Couldn't see anyone. Couldn't hear anything. I just had to use my headphones and play for another 2 or 3 hours.
Oh wow, that's awkward.
Yeah, there's some really strange stories that happen.
It must feel like your early days getting into the industry when you're playing to no one.
Exactly.
All over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Exact same thing.
But instead, they're kind of going, no, they're up there. They're loving it.
Yeah,
Like, you don't
yeah.
know. They've all gone out the fire escape. They've fucked
But
the
that's it.
faces
You
again.
can't control the dance floor, I say, because you can't see if you play a certain track and it clears. There's no way of knowing, so you just got to play.
All you can
and
hear
hope
is the
for
chanting.
best.
Come
Yeah.
on, Eileen. Come on, Eileen. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Better play.
And
So
occasionally
is that
someone
how
would
it-
run downstairs and ask for a request.
Is
but-
that how it works, though? Does a DJ read the dance floor, if you like?
Most of them would, yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, sometimes I will have to play a song that I personally don't like,
Right.
but I know
Earth,
that
Wind
the
and
crowd
Fire.
are going to like it. So it's, unless you're Tiesto or Carl Cox, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, you can get rid of them.
But I haven't got that privilege.
Okay, everybody. Buffet's open in a second. I'll play a load of shit I don't really like. Here we go. I know you don't do that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
There's a taxi outside. Sheila. Oh, yeah. All right, Sheila. It's just over there.
Has anyone lost a green bag?
At my wedding, the DJ made me supply a CD of 100 songs I liked.
Lazy bastard.
It was like someone at the wedding said, I must admit I was really, really drunk at my own wedding, which was a mistake. But someone came up and said, this DJ's good. And I went, oh, thanks. I'm the DJ. He just stood there.
He's just the model that pressed the play button.
Although that's not strictly how it works, is it?
Whoa, Brady, press shuffle. Stop taking the piss,
Shuffle.
mate.
So.
No, he
That
didn't
quite
push
common. Like
He didn't
when
press
I was
shuffle.
doing when I was doing mobile work. If I had a wedding or something, I would contact them and ask them, "Is there any certain songs
Yeah,
you
it does make
definitely
that
want
does
played?"
make sense. Yeah.
But I wouldn't ask them to provide the songs. You know? But like same thing. I was at a wedding before, and they had a band. But after the band, I think it was the drummer. He decided he was going to be the DJ for the night.
Oh, fuck.
And after every song, there would be a quiet pause, and everyone had stopped dancing. What's going on with this dude? So one of the other guys that was with us, he went up to ask for a song, and here he was sitting on his laptop, and
I
I
know.
come back and he said, "I know why he's pausing." He said, "He's using YouTube."
I knew you were going to
And
say
it's
that.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
had a couple
muting
of
the
bars
advert.
open on YouTube. Yeah, and then he was just going from one page to the next
Oh,
page,
my
typing in the
Oh
song.
my god.
Oh.
Yeah, absolute nightmare.
So what? Do you know what? The couple of it doesn't matter. It's not like they watch it, but a couple of like bad DJs that I can remember at DJs at weddings. Because once you get to nearly 40, you've been to fucking loads of the piss and thing.
Yeah.
One we went to. They had the bride and groom were really into swing, and they had a band that only played swing, and they played swing versions of everything. Like Take That, the swing version. And I was slowly gnawing at me, like, oh, I'm going to fucking murder somebody in a minute. And then I heard the opening bars to Mustang Sally, and I went, oh, fuck it. I can't be in the room when this happens. And just left and stood outside. And another one, I can hear my wife downstairs, so I'm going to say it quietly because I'm a loud twat. They were really into the club scene in Ibiza. And stuff like that. So they thought they'd bring that to their wedding. So they did the normal weddings, so they did their first dance. They had a couple of, like, I don't know, Take That, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, etc. Then the lights went
That's
down.
not Take That. That's TLC.
I said, you know, well, the next track.
Take that.
And then they went full Ibiza, like trance,
Lasers.
mental.
That was the intro.
It was just it was like someone had just run in and said the swimming pool had got a cocoon in it, because everybody over the age of 60 went, fuck that. Straight out the door, just completely fucking empty.
This
Granny's
is
going.
quite bad because Aidan's a proper DJ,
Yeah.
but we've all instantly related to memories of
Well, because he's
non-proper
done it.
DJs.
He's done it. He's done
Yes.
those nights as well. It's fine. We'll go back.
Oh,
We'll go
yeah.
back to the question. They'll save us. Daniel Williams. No, that's a mod request. You can look at that and then price it up for him. John Norris, do you prefer vinyl or MP3 or digital format?
It's just the age-old debate, isn't it?
Yeah, let's get you in it. You're gonna make friends.
I love vinyl. I have a good collection. I still play vinyl occasionally. MP3s or WAVs, because of the job I do for a living with editing voices and stuff. I like stuff to be clean, so I like that aspect of it as well. But I mean, if I'm sitting back and listening to music, it would be nice to have it on vinyl.
You must have a really close relationship with the voice over artist that you work with.
Oh yeah, like I can almost read mistakes in, say, the grid.
But do you also? I assume you need to be that if you're basically almost this personal editor, you must have to say, "Do you want to do that one again?"
Yeah, you'll know when they're falling off, when their voice is
just go,
tired.
no, don't do that.
You'll know if they haven't give it their best. You know straight away, and you know it'll come back. So
Yeah, but I mean that has to be such a personal relationship, because to be told you're wrong, but to be told you can do that better.
yeah.
Is it
Like
like-
I get it. Sometimes it might come back to me and say, "Look, you might have missed something on the edit. There might be a small bit of noise in a certain P or something like that, like an explosive." But then it's vice versa. It can go back to the artist as well. Like you're too close to the mic. Or, it's
Is it like Toast of London? Have you seen that?
no.
Oh, you've got to see that. There's
Is this Netflix or?
It's I think it was Channel
It's
4.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Right? It is on Netflix.
But he's a professional voiceover artist in a lot of the scenes, so he has to pop
Right.
to this office, do these adverts, and then pop off and do his bizarre adventures. But yeah, check that out. I wonder
that out.
there must be similarities to that though, because he does in real life. He really does do a lot of voiceover work, doesn't he? Matt
Right,
Berry.
yeah.
Matt Berry, yeah.
So-
he is a bell end. I've met Matt Berry. That's why I can't watch it. I can't. You can't disassociate somebody from themselves. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So as soon as you watch it, you go, "Oh, it's ruined it." Like I found out Robert Englund, the Freddy Krueger, is just a fucking tosser. And
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd of the Back to the Future, utter wankstain, and it just mars everything they've ever done. Every time they come on, you go, "He's a cunt." It's impossible.
Right, more easy
More questions.
suggestions.
We can go there. Daniel Williams, what has been the strangest request you've had for a mod? Out of all them, there you go. That's the first question. There's a second part. What's the strangest request?
Strangest.
And you must have been asked to do something impossible.
Yeah, quite regular.
But do you do bespoke like that though?
No, I
'Cause
used
you've
to
got
when I
set
first
box
started.
designs, haven't you?
Yeah, now over the last 2 years, I would
They
say-
learn, Richard. They learn.
Yeah, but in the beginning, I used to use Hammond boxes, much like Hexam.
Yep.
Yeah.
But back then, what I was doing was engraving them with CNC.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd often get really strange requests to engrave certain things on certain boxes, and some of them actually did get made, and some of them I never even attempted to make them. Like, someone sent me a picture of a pet horse and said, "Can you engrave that onto a mod?" And the picture wasn't even clear to begin with. It was all fuzzy. It was like it was from 1970. And then I was trying to explain to them that I need to create a vector. So it would be best if it was like a black and white image, let's say, like
Yep.
clip art or something like that.
Yeah.
You couldn't really, it's not like a photographic, not like laser is now, where you could laser it and it would be a picture quality. But yeah,
Well,
it was
still,
probably
even
that
then, you'd be stretching it. That'd be fucking ass.
You're essentially creating a 2D, not 2D, a two-tone version of a photograph. But you can't do with CNC. What
That's
you
really
should
funny.
have done is hand-drawn a stick horse. And then CNC'd that and charged them double.
Yeah, bespoke.
You do get just because it just reminded me of a very brief John O'Norrie story. My tattoo artist he now has moved to Australia. People don't understand how a tattoo artist works, so they don't understand they hire the chair and then they're their own boss. Like, he's Australian, he's very speaks his mind, and he's quite funny. And I got there and he said, "Oh, fucking hell, mate, it's just Mr. Right cunt." And I said, "Oh, what's that?" He said, "A woman came in and she said, can I have Enter the Sandman, the lyrics on my back?" And I said, "No, you can't." And she said, I think I know what I want." And I said, "I don't care what you want." And she said, "Well, yeah, I want to book an appointment and you're going to write the lyrics out to Enter the Sandman on my back." And he went, "No, I'm not. Number one, it'd take me fucking ages with a fucking tattoo fucking needle. And number two, it sounds like the worst fucking shit I've ever heard of." And she went, "So you're not going to do it?" And he went, "No shit, I'm not fucking doing it." And then she left. So he was going to report him to his boss, who didn't exist. Second part of that question was, out of all the mods you've made, which was your favourite? Or is your favourite?
Yeah, there's been quite a few, but the most recent I would say was Mark Todd's Vela with the Damascus steel tube.
Yeah,
It is gorgeous.
it was the natural wood and blue.
Yeah, no, that was the Pixis. That was the second
Oh.
one. This was the DNA 75C. And
yeah.
it was like a really deep kind of Honduran burlwood, kind of really dark wood with a resin finish. That was probably my favourite one over the last couple of months anyway.
Is it got there? It's absolutely gorgeous. We've seen your mods obviously in and around. How long have you been doing it now? 6 years?
2015 is when I started.
Oh, 5 years. Wow.
Yeah, and it was all basically Hammond boxes to begin with for the first 2 years, I'd imagine.
We kind of
With the
mentioned
lean.
it. We kind of mentioned it before, but what is for people that have just seen the mods popping up on screen and all that sort of stuff? What is your current process? People just get in touch. They say, "I really want."
Yeah, I just
That
use
one.
the Facebook group where you just request to join and you'll be approved. In that, then there will be a post with block selections. So what I'll do is I'll search for blocks and then slowly add them to the group for selections. All they have to do then is click onto which block they want and just type a note on it, and that's it. Then they'll be put into the build schedule and updated from start to finish.
And it's literally they just join the queue basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I've just put the link. I'm just putting the link on the new Home Show group anyway.
nice
So
one.
if
Cheers,
you're
mate.
Although it sounds like you're fully booked up anyway, but it's definitely worth
you've
people
done us
being
plenty
on
in
there.
the podcast,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Like, I mean, things might speed up a bit, but at the moment it's really hard to get parts, even components.
Everything-
People get it, don't they? People understand what they're signing up for, don't they? So
Yeah. So
I
like
do
that-
wish this is not being just bleating, just because it's industry with Aidan and here too. There's so many extra knock-on effects from COVID that no one. But I predicted certain things that were going to be a pain up my arse, but the surprising things that fuck up the way you run things. I have an almost like OCD machine-like way of making sure that I don't like having none of something. It just drives me mad.
Yeah.
There's something that's generic. I just think, plastics and dilutants and stuff like that. And you have to be sort of hyper aware at the moment, and you're almost losing sleep over shit because there's nothing you can do. It's not your fault.
You just have to wait.
You didn't do a fucking thing. Like you type on, or you're following a courier. I mean, it's such pot luck.
Yeah.
People
like,
say,
I mean, even standard delivery now from the UK to here has been 3 weeks.
yeah.
it's astonishing. And if the
madness.
courier, you need to basically throw a dart because DPD can deliver in 1 day, but they can't deliver in a week, or DHL can overnight, or it can be 5 days.
That must be nerve-wracking when you actually put it in the post a bit.
Actually, yeah.
But there's hundreds and hundreds of shit floating in the air at any one time. And the other thing is, when do you call it a day? Is always a difficult thing. Is when do you? Lots of people don't understand, especially Royal Mail from the UK. People don't understand how it works, which is once it's scanned in the post office, it's not scanned again until it gets to the sorting office at destination.
Yeah.
And they go. Well, I've had people say, "Oh, well, can you walk up to the post office and get my order back?" It's not there.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I tracked it. But they're not fucking hamster. They've sellotape to it. Type it in the fucking details. It isn't there. It hasn't been there since the fucking I put it there. But that's how it works. And these things come into sharp focus when somebody's got nothing else to do. And I totally understand that. It's no reflection on any customer at all. But when you're sat at home and we normally be at work and time flight changes differently, and when you're sat at home and you think, "Oh, where is it?" And so when the whole thing started, you're an easygoing chap, Hayden. So I decided not to get stressed about these things, these minute things, because it's just impossible. So you just roll with a punch. Oh, fuck, I can't do that. So I'll have to think laterally and change. Quick question from Derry. I'm sure it'll make sense to you. Did you get the gas?
Yes. Gas is here now, and there's no shortage of gas. Thank you, Derry.
Do you have a gas tank at home or something?
No, what it was is we ordered a gas pizza oven, and that was my mission over lockdown, to try and make the perfect pizza.
Oh, nice.
And then
That's only arrived.
same week, same thing. This took about 2 months to arrive.
Wow.
And then when it did arrive, I couldn't get gas anywhere. Everywhere was sold out of gas. So
I should have just
eventually
gone to a local gypsy campsite.
Yeah, I just went round to the Horton site and took it up someone's caravan. So cool.
It's that's the kind of thing I mean. See, you're not expecting a gas problem to be a gas shortage, but it just
exactly simple daily things. Yeah.
I was saying, just the most minute thing, and you go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
But like every twat in the world is buying padded envelopes at the moment. So Before I used to have one supplier of padded envelopes. I think I've got about 14 suppliers of padded envelopes now.
Yeah.
Because I go, oh shit, and look somewhere else for this fucking. What the fuck are people doing? It's because people are making stuff on Etsy, just going.
Yeah.
I've got a paper clip, a super glue gun. I'll be selling these on eBay, and they're just off doing stuff.
Final.
What's scary is people are buying that.
Oh fuck, they're buying.
Oh
shit,
yeah, but I worry about that. But one last question. We're going to show some new stuff as well. How in reviewing circles, a lot of reviewers talk a lot. There's quite a big, although most of them don't talk to me of late. But how much of that is that a lot in mod making as well? Is there? Do you have certain mod makers you interact with, or?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there's at least 5 or 6 that I would regularly be in contact with. We would share ideas if anyone was stuck for something.
Are you excited by Rick's tubes?
Yes, except for one problem. It's just too tall for the current models I have. And
so you're going to do one that you build around that?
well, I tried this with the Vela when it was in prototype stages. And
okay.
I made one to accept Rick's parts from 510 to tube, and one to accept mod dog.
Yeah, mod dog.
That was before Rick's tubes.
Yeah, that was on his tube before that.
Right.
But I think it's about the same size.
It's hard when you've got an existing
previous
product, isn't it?
Yeah. I really like the new bayonet thing. For me,
It's a fantastic idea, and it's
It'll be,
definitely
I
welcome
can't
in
wait
the industry.
I can't wait to see modders start using it.
Yeah.
are really going to be really interesting.
Yeah, but like it's just too complex on something that has really small.
As you say, it
working
already
areas.
exists. Your idea that already exists. So
Yeah,
you
like
can't- you
I
can't-
built the mod around what parts would fit
Yeah.
in the
Makes
smaller
perfect
space.
sense.
So. And I do feel bad for it. I'd love to use them, but
Well, fingers crossed. The next groundbreaker will be that.
He's still got all the different sizes to come, I think. Anyway, hasn't he? So,
Just
the 350. Is it just 350s launched?
350, 18, 650.
Yeah.
is there 21?
Yeah, there's one in the
works,
head.
yeah. Right. Okay. Some new Chinese stuff. So try and erase Aidan's lovely pictures of mods from your brain for this next segment. And we'll do a proper Facebook post tomorrow on the group with all Aidan's details to all things we're talking.
I've done the group thing. Go and join the group.
The like page is nice though. I like the. It is a like. There is a like page, isn't there?
There's a brand page and a group
and you just
page.
get to go. Oh.
Yeah, there's the main page, and then there's a group as well where all the sales and kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't we all love a brand page?
Brand.
Okay, so right. Let me try and pull this up properly. Here we go. Okay, so already discussed on the thing. Now, I've actually got one now, although slightly too late. The Aegis Boost Plus. Geek Vape have stopped teasing and started releasing this now. I don't want to spoil anyone's intrigue, but it's basically just a bigger Aegis Boost.
It came up.
AIO.
Aegis Boost, yeah.
And it's the Plus, and it's just bigger. It's just bigger, really.
Is I see?
Is that like 18650 sort of territory?
Oh, this is the one Toddlington's
Mark
got,
Todd has his review up for the Boost Plus already.
I was going to say, I've seen
but the original Boost was very well received, so I guess if battery life was your issue with it, then it's bigger
this
now.
was the one that we saw in the shadow as well, wasn't
Yes,
it?
they teased it, even though
Yeah, there
Mark
was
had
just
already...
sections you could see, like the frame and stuff like
Why
that.
the fuck would you tease that? I mean, I'm
It's
fine.
not a Ferrari.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you've got to try these things in the
I
social
know,
media.
but
there.
that's such a
That's the thing. This slipped through. This slipped through our net. This is the iJoy Captain 2.
Not the iJoy Captain 2.
The iJoy Captain 2.
Their
I mean,
eyes out
we all
for it.
remember the
Captain.
iJoy Captain 1.
Obviously.
Well, this is a follow up to that. The Legend Reborn, very much. So it's just a big rainbow coloured dual 18650 200 watt mod, which is, I mean, there is demand for this.
It's not that fuck ugly. In a shop, that'll go well. Again, I don't like a central 510 on a mod like that.
No.
I want it one end or the other.
And I don't like rainbows.
But it's
so-
these
No,
bigger
no
tanks,
one
isn't it? It's these bigger tanks.
Plain
It's to
finish.
house these bigger tanks.
Yeah, I just don't like the 510 in the middle. I just don't like it. But for what it for that kind of mod that is a shop mod. That's your bricks and mortar mod.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
And that'll go. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Give me
This
300 million
one-
watts, a million batteries.
This one's been a talking point. This is the Aspire Flask. For those that haven't seen this knocking around the web this week, it's basically an
flask.
AIO shaped like an actual flask, like an actual alcoholic spirit flask that an alcoholic person would have in their top pocket, or just a really sort of old school person.
Oh, I don't hate that.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Again,
so,
central. If they'd have moved it from to one side, it would have been less.
I don't know.
shitey.
I don't know what to think about this. As someone said, I thought we weren't. I remember saw a comment. Someone saying, "I thought we weren't supposed to be disguising vapes anymore."
It's not on the page. It's not on the front page anymore.
Yes. No. It goes off. I put it back over.
Oh, okay.
So-
It kind of.
We're not disguised. It's not disguised, but it's not disguised as a child's toy.
No,
I mean, it's
fine.
for if you're old enough to drink, you're old enough to vape, surely. So
It looks. The other thing is, I will say, it looks droppable. Like it would take a kicking,
Yeah, it looks tough.
and I think that's a good idea.
Shiny metallic look.
But they've gone with the what have they got? So it's one of the heads with the out around the outside and up again.
yep.
Yeah, it's a shame that they couldn't manage to get the Nautilus coils in there.
I like that it comes with a case.
Oh, hang on, my brain's just fucking turned on.
You know,
That's
like that is a
AIO.
mod.
It's not a bottle of aftershave.
I missed that. I was like, do you put the Atty in the middle?
We're gonna get Aidan on permanently. He's twigged this German guy we have on here.
If the AIO popularity continues, Aidan, are you tempted to get in on the AIO? You could be the first mod maker doing stab AIO action.
Bespoke AIOs. I don't know.
You could do your own sort of. I suppose the billet box is the original AIO, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
But anyway, that's the Aspire.
You could do a
Flask. I don't know.
steampunk one, Aidan. You just need a load of watch parts and some glue.
Or I could do one with a horse on it.
Whoa! You could call it My Little Horse because
Nelly.
in Irish that would be perfect.
Yeah. This is a cheap plug for Steam Island. They've got some of these new Limelight wickets coming in.
I like them at Steam Island.
These the plasticky see-through ones, the colour red and blue ones. I don't know if people have seen these, but it's on screen.
I saw it's Rob earlier. I like Rob. I like him. I
Yeah.
like the whole thing.
But I think they look quite cool. So if you weren't aware of their because they used to be all natural wood and stuff.
Yeah, what are they? Do you know what they're retailing at?
No, I don't know if they know yet.
Okay, because they're cast plastic, so it's obviously
Well,
slightly
the
different.
injection molded acrylic.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's
Yeah,
obviously a
yeah.
different price.
I
but
think
they're-
I quite like that.
I assume they're not making them anymore.
I've no clue at
They're not
all.
making the body anyway.
I've no clue at all. But I think I like
I'll link to them
they're a
there.
cool design and they'll be robust, won't they?
Oh,
So I quite like that. I'm a bit into that. Freemax. I've got a new mod and tank coming out. Freemax do make very good coil heads for sub tanks. So when they do release one of these mods and a
We
sub
got the
tank,
RRP on the wicket on the
Ooh.
Limelight wicket 330.
330 for the ones we just showed.
It's
Yeah.
like Sterling.
oh damn.
There must be a different. I think there's. I mean, we know Dijon does the work on those things is fucking demented anyway. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
fine.
I really like them. They've caught my eye. So Freemax, this is the Maxus 100-watt kit. Like I say, Freemax do really good sub tanks. So
But what if you
there's-
lost that? You could put it down and it just camouflage.
how would you
Never
lose
find it.
that?
Oh, you couldn't, could you?
Yeah. So it's. I mean, I don't think it's particularly a looker, but it will vape.
I don't think
like-
it's particularly fugly. I just was pointing out the colour scheme,
It
but
looks like your kid's crayons melted in the sun.
I prefer that to faux leather. You know that fucking horrible.
Oh, I love a bit of
that's
faux
just
leather.
disgusting.
Hate it. Fuck faux leather. Fucking the worst one's crocodile skin.
Sorry, you're
Kiss my
fucking dead wrong. That is faux leather. That looks far more acceptable than.
But not
someone's
in your
naked
hand.
crane.
I'd rather have that. I'd rather have the Crayola.
What if you had to choose faux leather or faux carbon fibre?
Oh.
Oh Christ! I don't know which one can you
Shoot
peel
yourself.
off faster.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can peel
which
off
one
the
can
carbon
strip?
fibre way faster.
I remember getting in trouble once when somebody, I won't say the company, somebody sent me a faux leather, white faux leather cover for one of my mods to stick on. You know, the stickers, like sticker things
Like a
you
wrap.
wrap round it. And I said, I'm not putting that on. That's just for the show. I don't care. I'm not doing that. It was free. Fuck off. That's a pay me. I'm not doing it. I want the mod price. Fucking doing
Anyway,
that.
don't say we didn't show you the new Maxus 100 watt kit from Freemax because we just did.
Yeah, I missed it.
Well, that's on you.
Ah.
This is a new pod system from Artery. This is the MT4.
Oh no, that was what I was saying. Yeah.
And it features dragon skin. It's got actual dragon skin patterning
Quality.
on
Now we're
the
talking.
pod. There wasn't. Everyone was saying, where will pods go next? Artery, I've answered that question. Now with dragon skin, actual dragon skin. So, yeah, if you were waiting for
They've
a
done
pod
quite
without
well.
dragon skin,
They haven't done that badly before. What are their? They've got some. What are the spec bits they've got on there? Oh, dragon skin, obviously. 3 LED indicators.
yeah, it tells you what your battery's doing. It's
Built-in
480
battery.
mAh, which is probably not true.
Whoa! You didn't say they've got flavor boost tech.
Yeah, that is one thing I will say.
No, I'm in. Now we know we've got flavor boost tech.
Yeah, with the flavor boost tech, you're probably looking at the best pod on the market because it's a bit like that, you know. I mean, that's next level, isn't it? They've also got this coming out, so if that didn't catch your eye, the Artery PAL LT pod system is coming out.
Right.
So if you're a fan of the PAL and want it in pod form, well, they've just got another pod
It's a
coming out.
pod already.
I don't know what to tell you. And we forgot to show this, and we're trying to show every new release, and we forgot to show this. This is the SQ topside from Signature Mod, Signature Tips, whatever you want to call them, and Dove Pose type of combination. And this is their Squonker one. So it's the SQ, a bit like the clutch that I've been showing. A bit like this clutch, but obviously it's a Squonker, and it's got the top fill technology that was made famous by the topside.
Oh, okay. Was this like a
Is there a
start?
COVID edition? No.
There's many. There'll be many editions. So that's
Because they did fix. I mean, as long as the 5, they don't go back to that adjustable 510. Well, they can't because it's a skronk pin, so hopefully it's not so bad. That was the worst bit.
The original topside, which I still have, and I got lucky. It had a lot of trouble with the tank and it getting all messy, and they had a lot of issues. I think that's got better and better. The actual top fill squonk thing has got a lot better, and it's a nice little. It's quite compact for what it is. It's quite nice, and it'll be made really well. The clutch is made really well. So yeah, affordable, less, because these are a bit. They look a certain way, don't they? I think those SQ ones do look better. So
Yeah, the anodized aluminium, aren't they?
yes,
Yeah.
Mm, that's very
They always
much
done
appeal to
it.
that.
They're unmarked. Well, you can kick. You know, I'm a clumsy twat, and you can't. They're really hard to scuff.
yeah.
Really difficult to scuff. I gave mine to Dakers in the end because we got them. We've given them for the show. Old Joe, and I scuffed mine. I would have scuffed mine, but I didn't, which is fucking amazing.
I think that would be a really solid beta squonker for a lot of people. With
It's
the
such a
top fill
shame.
things easy. It's easy, that top fill. You've got it. Can't
Without
knock
the
it.
shows this year, SQ, they've always been very hands-on, especially with the shows, showing people what's coming. So it's quite, it's a changed game for stuff like that. It's changed.
With all these big tanks now, Steam Crave coming back into popularity with these big tanks, a lot of people have been talking about big mods, and the classic big mod of recent times is the Hammer of God. Vapors Cloud have announced in the last couple of weeks, they've said on their Instagram, we've got it on screen now, you have asked, we have delivered. The Hammer of God Classic V3 is
Who
now,
asked?
I don't
Have we got their
these
names?
people that like these big atties.
So you made that that was that fucking horrible gold thing, wasn't it, as well?
Yep.
They did that. Oh, Christ.
So they've made a new classic V3. That will mean something to some people. I think
Aidan fell in love with it straight away. I can see his face.
I've got two of them, mate. Two of them.
It's a 4 battery mod, isn't it? That's right. That's why it's a square, isn't it?
Wasn't it a
It's the
mech
kind
as
of
well?
mod you need to
Yeah,
have a very
full
tight
mech,
belt.
full battery.
Full mech. Fuck.
In I assume it's in parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the classic. I don't know. It gets complicated, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember. I only remember that. I just
What was
remember
wrong
it
with the
being-
new design if they need to go back to the classic? I don't know. But I'm not
Yeah,
up on these things. Oh, this one says it's 421 700s. So that's a big mod.
That is a fucking big mod.
Yeah. So that's as I say, it's brand new, so we literally have to show it. That's the new rules of that.
Yeah, they're
new
in
section.
quad series parallel. So, Andy, are they?
So it's 8.4 volts.
Quad series parallel, but I assume that it's
2 mods
Yeah.
up, 2 mods down.
Dual series.
2 up, 2 down. Right, got you.
Christ,
Right.
that's a hell of a mod. Then that's that's quite niche.
Beast.
Yeah, that seems quite niche.
You need that's like the. Do you remember when the cricket came out and they went, "We need a mod that people think they can use and they can't. What should we call it?" They need something that'll blow their bollocks off. Right, get this.
Mini cricket.
It's funny because the someone posted a picture of a cricket this week, didn't they? And it all came flooding back.
Mark
was
Robson.
it Mark?
Mark Robson.
Yes. Because they actually did a cricket V2 and they made it safe, and everyone went, "Well, don't worry."
It wasn't unsafe. It wasn't. It was.
No, but
the
they
market.
made it. They put a low resistance protection. And
It was the market.
protection
It was the issue was for the price point. People, the wrong people wanted it. You know.
Yeah, they got their hands on it really quick.
Yeah, and then there were a lot of vape shops. I remember I was working with Simon at the time, and he stopped selling it in the shop. He had 20 units, and they went under the counter, and they sold them. But people had to explain. They had to explain that they understood, and then they could buy it. Because it's just stupid shit. Like you put the batteries in the wrong way around, and it blew the door off.
Yeah, can I point out, actually, it sounded like I've been quite cynical about some of those new releases. I make no secret of the fact I'm not asked about new pod releases, and I'll stand by that. But things like the series mod, if that's how you vape and you like it like that, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. For a long time, I rocked series mod, but I did it about like 0.8, but it was still cloudy as hell, and it was really nice vape. But if that is your style of vaping, that's cool by me, and that's why we showed it.
I've got another question for Aidan.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
go.
It's okay. It was more of a joke. I've made a big thing of it. And I wish I hadn't. Do you know Ricky? Do you know Ricky Mattox as well?
Me?
Yeah, Irish. Used to make mods. Doesn't make mods anymore.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, I've made it embarrassing for myself. Move on. Somebody.
You're doing that thing of you're Irish. Here's a list of Irish people.
I did do that. That is exactly what I was worried about. And I thought it'll either pay off. And he goes, "Yeah, he lives down the fucking road. Ricky's a right laugh." Or he goes, "I don't know who that is." And then I look a bit racist. And
Or in Ireland, they would say, "Oh, you're a man. You're a man. You know you're a man."
Yeah. That you just reminded me that's what Derry's wife said.
Oh, did she?
I'll pass you over to your man Derry. Is what
Your
she
man.
said. That's just...
Right,
Derek.
I'll do some things from me, John, and you should do some Just Add Nick news as well after.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. Right, so as I said, I do have this. To show you the massive mod that turns into an even bigger squonker. That's coming up on the channel. Next actual video, I think, is this one, which if you have one of those little dwarves, it might be worth checking out because it is a mod designed for smaller than 22mm eyes. That's the Vapresso GTX1, and then this. I've got a few other things as well, but this is coming up as well, which if you were intrigued by this massive Titan thing, you thought it looked clever, looked good, but you'd never want a 41mm mod. This is a slightly more normal sized Ragnar RDTA, which obviously goes with the Ragnar mod. But so this is the same kind of tech but in a more sensible. Can I put these side by side? Still doesn't look tiny, does it?
Yeah, I think you're being quite
Huge.
loose with the word sensible.
But it's not
I
as.
don't think it's that big. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not as insane. It's not as insane. It will fit on more mods. So this is their brand new RTA, the Ragnar. So that's going up as well. John, what's happening on the Just Our Nick front? Obviously, more crack on the way.
But Mark's just got some more stuff. It's maturing, so to speak, already. So if you didn't get crack current in this lot, there is more coming soon. As I said last week, he didn't know I said it, but he's been suffering all the same stuff as I had. He posted it to me, and on the DHL website it went, "It's been delayed." It didn't say anything else, just "it's been delayed." I mean, I don't know what the fuck that means. But Mark's been trying to do this. Well, been doing exactly the same thing as me. Not getting stressed out by stuff he can't do, but and gone way further than that. Incredible bloke, and has been covering his customers to the ridiculous expense of himself. I'm not going to stop. I'll stop saying nice things about Mark because he would not fucking appreciate it. The next restock we've got of flavours is pistache. And don't forget, Canada is still in a proper lockdown. They got another month on their lockdown 5 days ago. It doesn't mean it's not coming. It is definitely coming. Simplest way to explain it: most concentrates that you'd buy from Just Nick contain many concentrates, and we're waiting for one key ingredient for pistache and to land. And once that lands, goes in, gets mixed in their lab, and then goes over the water to us, from Toronto to us. He's hoping that missing ingredient lands on Monday, which would mean a ship of late Monday, early Tuesday. If everything flows and blows the right way, we should have it by Friday next week. We should have pistache, and basically this entire 2/3 of the entire delivery is pistache, because I listened to you lot moaning.
Ah,
What
That's
you're
what
is
amazing
saying
that,
is next week there might be a little secret at the end of the show, warning
is it?
people to
Oh.
buy on Friday.
Oh yeah, could do that.
Oh yes, that's the thing. And there's that new flavour,
Oh.
John. There's that new flavour.
There's 2 new flavours actually, but
No, there's one.
can only be
Graham cracker.
can only be graham cracker is coming from Casadega Liquids, from John Nathan in Michigan is has just done an announcement on a new flavour, and that is it. Can only be, what's it called?
Graham.
Can only be graham cracker is coming to Just Nick. I've already spoken to John.
And that could be literally amazing.
Yeah, I'm
Because
thinking
that matches already. That already matches the profile of their juice anyway.
It does, and it's like if anybody remembers, if any of you are old school vapors, then you're talking Boba's Bounty, but clean Boba's Bounty. We're talking about lab conditions Boba's Bounty. Casadega isn't, it's got vanilla in it, so it's not going to be it's not the cleanest thing in the world, but way Boba's was some dirty fucking stuff. I promise you, it was 10 times cleaner than
It was
Boba's.
a re-Wiki Kfon situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, every fucking 20 minutes.
Coil killer.
But this will be a non-coil killer, and as you say, if you go with can only be 1 plus that, I think we're on to a real winner. And there's another one, which is a tobacco from the same.
Oh.
They've called it Can Only Be, and I think it's Can Only Be tobacco. But I'll bring in the first one. Will be Can Only Be graham cracker, and then obviously I'll redo all the favourites at the same time. So nuts, they're already on there at the moment. Nuts, breakfast, B1, Be Mine, and reserve. We're gonna go more. That'll be so next. So I'm gonna guess it'll probably be so it'll be the pistache, nata, frambosa, followed by crack, followed by Canoni. But there's a mix between the two, because Canoni might ship end of next week, early next week. So basically, I want to try and fucking ruin my pissing. I don't mind. I don't mind being busy.
And that's all we've got time for, I think. Aidan, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem, man.
Yeah,
Cheers
thanks,
for having me,
Great.
guys.
You were worried, and it was fine.
I shit myself all day.
What, like, literally, everyone else will agree with me in chat and on the show. Some of the best mods available.
Oh,
to
cheers,
buy.
man. Cheers.
Literally, every single one is stunning. Truly
Without
stunning.
question, we've run with you from the start, and it's been easy.
Yeah, from the very beginning, the Ohm show, like Rick would always
When
take
we
them
featured
from
your
Mod
mods,
Showcase.
it's always been so easy to do
Yeah.
because we share stuff. We actually talk all day, every day to each other, and have done for 5 years. And and when we saw what you were doing, we were like, and every time we see somebody find their bit and find their motion, we're always absolutely chuffed to bits. And watching,
it's great to see,
wicked.
even from a modder's perspective, like watching other guys in the same position where they're coming from, like where I did with Hammond boxes.
Yeah.
Like Herbie now is at a stage where he's found his niche and he's producing some really good quality stuff too, do you know. And it's great that we can all communicate with each other too, do you know, and share ideas and finishes, whatever it be.
Yeah, it's nice that it's not a rivalry. It's like a
exactly
joint venture.
Community.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone will help each other out.
I can't remember watching Bono hit his. At the beginning, you were like, I can see what he's doing, and then he just went, it's ridiculous. And I remember Scott asking loads of people questions.
Yeah.
And
I
you guys
was talking
sort
with
of-
Scott at all hours of the night, discussing finishes and stuff like that. And then he actually made a mod
We didn't
for
ask
me.
the 2 questions we legally have to ask.
Oh, go on quick.
When did you start vaping? How long have you been vaping?
2014.
Oh, so
So
6 years.
about 6 years, 6
And
years.
what flavour did you quit smoking? Were you smoking at the time?
Yeah, I was smoking, and the day I finished, I picked up an Ego, I think it was.
Yeah.
Pens, yeah. And
Same.
it was like just a standard kind of bubblegum mint kind of flavour.
Bang
And
it.
that was it.
That is the generic question.
And then for
But
about
every
2
day.
years, I was just constantly on menthol juices, and now I completely can't use them.
Yeah.
Strange.
So many
Mental
people have
juice.
that little
Yeah,
mental
yeah. But
thing.
it was the only juice that got me off the cigarettes. I tried other juices, and it just didn't work.
Did you quit?
I don't know. Was it the cold kind of mentally hit?
Did you do a dual
kinda-
fuel thing, or did you just drop it, smoking straight off?
I just dropped it straight away. And I
Yeah,
didn't
it's funny.
go
If
back.
whenever I tell people that, they go, "Nah," and you're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
fine."
No, I'd made up as I was actually walking to the shop. I smoked my last cigarette.
Yeah.
It was the last one in the box, and I said, "Right, that's it. I'm done."
I like.
And it worked.
A lot of
One of
people
my
find
favourite-
menthol though because tobaccos don't taste like tobacco.
They don't. No.
Everyone
Yeah.
thinks they're going to taste like a cigarette and they don't.
Yeah, because I tried
and-
that thinking, this
Yeah,
is going to work.
yeah.
It didn't.
And everyone's taste buds are shot to hell from being a smoker. So menthol works, doesn't it?
Exactly. It was just clean,
Menthol actually
fresh.
tastes like menthol, regardless of your tongue condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My reverse psychology thing that I do to people quite a lot, especially if they're out and about and somebody stops me. It's because it's quite a small village. In the post office, a lady smokes in there, and she went, "You'll never get me to quit." And I went, "I don't care." She went, "Sorry," and I said, "I don't care." Spoke away. I said, "If you don't want to stop, you won't stop, and I won't stop you.
Yeah.
There's no stopping you. The key is to want to stop smoking, and
Yeah.
until you get that, there's nothing I can do."
Yeah. It's not
And she
gonna work.
said, "Well, what flavour do you think I'd like?" And I said, "You don't want to stop."
Yeah.
Like,
But
don't
what's
matter.
the best flavour?
Yeah, I know. I get that. Oh, fucking don't ask
Yeah.
me that question.
Anyway, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and we should see you next week. All being well.
You'll see us. We can't see you. That's how it works.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Smash that like button. Don't forget to turn it to live chat at the top so you don't miss anything that's been said. And we'll see you next week. Cheers to Aidan.
Cheers,
Bye,
lads.
bye, thanks, Aidan. Thanks.
No problem, man. Cheers.